Mariah and Lydia meet up to talk about Lydia's continued friendship with Max, and Lydia takes things a little too personally. We need to talk about Lydia's shady sister shenanigans. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. I'm making some adjustments to the sound and video quality in my studio, so today's video is going to be voiceover commentary, so bear with me. If you miss my face, here it is really quick. Now let's jump into today's video. Okay you guys, I am just gonna say this season of Welcome to Plathville is delivering for me. Let's back up just a minute. The first season, this was something new. It was like, okay, is this family similar to the Duggars? What does this family have going on? These kids are growing up. They're super sheltered. But a lot of us were like, I don't know how much life this show really has, especially considering the fracturing going on within the family. As we see with season 3, a lot of the kids have now moved completely away from Kim and Barry. So it almost seemed like a natural end to the series. But lo and behold, season 4. A lot of criticism has been made about season 4, and I think completely valid criticism. People are questioning the authenticity, how much of this is producer driven or just outright scripted. I think that that is completely fair to wonder, because some things it's just like, how authentic is this really? But I will take it all. This season has been so entertaining and so compelling for me that, I almost don't care. You guys will have to let me know what you think down in the comments, but I am just thoroughly enjoying season 4. There are times where I am getting like Real Housewives vibes from these storylines, and I'm going to touch on that in just a minute. To just sum it up, it's a compelling hour of television. Sometimes it's cringe, sometimes it's funny, but it's always leaving me with something that I want to discuss. First and foremost, I'm just going to say, and I've said this in other videos, that I feel so badly for children of reality TV. They have very little choices that they make. A lot of choices are made for them. There are moments of my adolescence I absolutely would not want to have had play out on camera, and topping that list would be experiencing my first heartbreak. So in this regard, I feel so badly for Mariah. I just want to hug her and tell her, girl, one day you are going to look back on this and laugh. This breakup is dramatic as fuck and super vague. We know very little details about what actually went down, and that's completely Mariah's prerogative. If she doesn't want to discuss it, she doesn't have to. The only downside to that is that just leaves people with a lot of questions. But again, that's completely her decision to make. Now, this is making Lydia find herself in maybe an age-old dilemma. When your sibling breaks up with their significant other, what do? What is the protocol there? There's many schools of thought and circumstances that might make things more complicated to make a clean break from your sibling's significant other. Maybe you were friends with them first. Maybe you guys worked together. I don't know. I'm just not going to automatically condemn someone for being friendly with a sibling's ex. Ultimately, it just comes down to what your sibling is comfortable with. It should have been, and it was, a conversation that Mariah and Lydia had together. Ultimately, I think Mariah should have been a little bit more honest with her feelings there. In the situation with Lydia, I initially felt bad and didn't want to side-eye her too much because we know how sheltered the Plath kids were raised. So expecting Lydia to cut off contact with maybe one of the only friends she's ever had seemed a little bit harsh. But come to find out, Lydia has a whole ass girl group, so it's not like Max is the only friend she's ever had or currently has. I do think it's quite clear that Lydia does not know where the line is when it comes to boundaries in different relationship dynamics. I don't think Lydia meant to intentionally hurt Mariah, but Mariah was hurt nonetheless. And for Mariah, a downside to keeping the details of your breakup so vague means that if your family likes Max, like it appears that they did, they might not fully appreciate the gravity of the situation when determining whether or not to be friendly with him. I'm not saying Mariah should or should not have given all the details to her family, but what I am saying is if you choose not to, you are going to leave people confused, which, I mean, it is what it is. Also, you have to answer honestly when a family member asks you if it's okay to be friends with said ex. I can appreciate that this is much easier said than done, but Lydia did ask if she could talk to Max, and while one might find that bizarre, Mariah did initially say yes. Now, that was before more of the details came out, and turns out Lydia actually sought Max out to hang out with him, which cuts a bit differently than if you were to run into someone when out and about, or if you were coworkers. Frankly, if I was Mariah, I'd be pissed too. Now, let's talk about this coffee confrontation.
Feeling the most angry that I've ever been in my life. I want to get this off my chest. You did ask, like, before anything else, if you and him could still be, like, if you could still be friends with him.
I know I didn't tell you at first that Max cheated on me, but even after I did.
You met up with Max twice.
And I was just reminded of scriptures on forgiveness.
But Max didn't do anything to you. He hurt me. You have nothing to really forgive him for now.
I obviously made several mistakes. That's what I'm sad. Looking back, I made a huge mistake, and I'm so sorry.
Lydia really turns this right around on Mariah, and Mariah is like, what just happened? It's giving me Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 2 vibes, where Brandy said that Taylor's husband's death made that season really hard for her.
First season 2, the one that came on, say it.
Horrible.
Difficult, horrible. It was the worst, like, f***ing time of my
The
life.
year my husband died.
Oh, yeah, that was so sad.
Had the worst year of my life that season.
No, she did.
No, she did.
No, you did.
She did. Why was it a bad season for you?
Her husband committed suicide.
So that was a horrible season for you?
Yes.
I think we are all Tamara reacting to both of these scenes.
What?
I think Mariah went into that meeting way more pissed and softened quite a bit when Lydia sort of flipped the script. So, well played, Lydia. Well played. I think objectively, in a perfect world, in my opinion, I would say no. I wouldn't want my family to stay close to an ex of mine. But life is complicated, isn't it? So I'm really interested to hear what you all have to say. So let me know down in the comments. Do you have an ex that remained close to your family? Did you remain close to the family of one of your exes? And what do you think of Lydia issuing Max forgiveness, even though he didn't do anything to her? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.